A man whose face has launched 1,000 fan edits just admitted, on national television, that he still texts like it's 2009. Zhang Linghe, the actor whose jawline alone has been credited with saving multiple period dramas, told a room full of celebrities that he uses the 9-key input method. Not the 26-key keyboard everyone under 30 has used since middle school. The old numeric pad. The one where you press 7 for times to get an RS. On Rabbit News Hallyu, that's the kind of detail we don't skip past. Here's what actually happened. On the variety show Dorm We Used to Share, in its extended special episode titled The Dorm Light Never Goes Out, Zhang Linghe revealed that his texting habit comes from the flip phones and button phones he grew up using. Years of repetition built what he described as pure muscle memory. His thumbs simply know where the letters live on a numeric grid. The 26-key system, the one most of his fans have never known anything else, still doesn't feel natural to him. And it gets more specific than that. He also admitted he has no idea how to use Wubi input, the stroke-based typing method that dominated Chinese offices in the 1990s and 2000s. But his mother does. She's an accountant, and for her generation of finance professionals, Wubi wasn't optional. It was the fastest way to hit typing speed benchmarks that Pinyin simply couldn't match. So in one household, you've got two completely different relationships with how words get typed, split almost perfectly down a generational line. The other guests on the show didn't let it go easily. They joked that the 9-key method was the keyboard of old people, which, fair, but Zhang Linghe pushed back on the joke with something that actually holds up. 9-key lets you type without looking at the screen at all. No hunting for tiny letters. No glancing down mid-conversation. For a generation raised on physical buttons, that wasn't a limitation, it was fluency. Now here's the part that turned this from a funny aside into an actual online conversation. A wave of viewers didn't laugh at him. They agreed with him. Comment sections filled up with people saying they, too, have refused to give up 9-key typing, specifically because they can do it blind, under a desk, in a pocket, without breaking eye contact with whoever they are talking to. Multiple commenters made the same argument Zhang Linghe did almost word for word. For typing without looking, 9-key still wins. That's the detail worth sitting with for a second. This isn't really a story about one actor's phone habits. It's a story about the fact that an entire cohort of people, mostly those who came of age on button phones before smartphones fully took over, never fully switched. They adapted enough to function in a touchscreen world, but the underlying wiring never changed. And when someone with Zhang Linghe's public profile says it out loud, it gives an entire generation permission to admit the same thing without embarrassment. But there's a layer under that layer, and it's the one worth pausing on before we move to the second story. Think about what nostalgic actually signals for a celebrity in the entertainment industry right now. The industry runs on reinvention, new hairstyles, new personas, new platforms, constant modernization to stay algorithm-friendly. An idol or actor who visibly clings to an outdated habit is taking a small risk. It would be easy to hide something like this, to quietly switch to the standard keyboard in public and keep the 9-key habit private. He didn't. He said it on camera, to a room of peers who immediately clowned him for it, and he stood by the practical reasoning instead of laughing it off as an embarrassing quirk. That's a different kind of image management than most people expect from someone at his level of fame. It's not calculated relatability, the kind where a celebrity performs being just like us for a viral moment. It reads more like someone who simply hasn't bothered to curate that particular detail of his life, because it never occurred to him that it needed curating. Which brings us to the second reveal from the same episode, and it follows the exact same pattern. Zhang Linghe also told the room that he does not have a personal hairstylist. In an industry where top-tier actors typically travel with a small team, stylist, hairstylist, personal makeup artist, sometimes all three dedicated exclusively to one person, he said the job simply falls to whoever is doing his makeup that day. His reasoning was straightforward: whoever is already doing his makeup will also trim his hair, mostly because it's faster than booking someone new. He was clear that he won't walk into a random street corner barbershop either, so the solution has become makeup artists doubling as impromptu barbers, on set, on demand. He then described what that actually looks like in practice, and it's less glamorous than you'd think. Walking into an unfamiliar salon and explaining exactly what you want is its own kind of stressful. And there's a second, more absurd layer to it. You're expected to keep the stylist entertained with conversation while they work, and if you tell a joke at the wrong moment mid-cut, it can genuinely go wrong. So instead, the actual haircuts often happen in hotel rooms, shirtless, with no professional equipment, hair scattered across the floor, and the person doing the cutting also stuck cleaning it up afterward. He did mention one stylist in Shanghai, Zhang Fang, who's cut his hair before and whom he trusts, but even then, sticking with the same person consistently is hard given his schedule. Put those two stories next to each other and the through line becomes obvious. This is someone who, by every account, has the face for the polished, high-maintenance version of celebrity. Commenters specifically pointed to his bone structure as the reason nearly every haircut works on him, from a middle part to curls to something simple and short. He has the physical starting material for a fully managed image. And he's choosing not to build one. That's worth framing against how the industry usually operates. Personal styling teams aren't just about convenience, they're risk management. A dedicated hairstylist means consistent red carpet quality, no surprises before a shoot, no depending on whoever happens to be free that day. Skipping that system means accepting more day-to-day chaos in exchange for, apparently, not caring enough to fix it. In an industry built on control, over image, over narrative, over every visible detail, an actor publicly admitting he doesn't have that layer of control is a small but real departure from the norm. And audiences noticed exactly that. A big part of the reaction wasn't about the haircuts or the phone at all, it was about the contrast. Fans described it as his gap personality winning them over, someone who could easily lean into a meticulously constructed idol image but instead comes across as unbothered and low maintenance about the parts of fame most people obsess over. There's also a smaller cultural detail buried in the same episode worth mentioning before we wrap up. The guests reminisced about an old typing game called The Frog Jumping into the River, along with memories of computer lab typing drills, which triggered a wave of nostalgia specifically among viewers born in the 1980s and 90s. It's a small moment, but it reinforces the same idea running through both stories. This episode wasn't really about revealing secrets. It was about permission to admit you never fully modernized, and that it's fine. Zhang Linghe wasn't performing humility on that stage. Based on everything said in that episode, it looks more like indifference to a system most people in his position spend enormous energy maintaining. Whether that's a deliberate part of his public image or just genuinely who he is off-camera isn't something this clip proves either way, and it doesn't need to. Sometimes the most interesting thing about a celebrity story isn't a hidden agenda. It's the fact that there isn't one. If you like entertainment coverage that goes past the headline, the kind that looks at what these small moments actually say about the industry, that's what Rabbit News Hallyu is built for. Subscribe if you want analysis, not just news.